Tax updates and right capital. Man, I've probably received 50 emails on this. So if I haven't emailed you back, my apologies. I received a lot. They're not update yet, at least as far as I could tell. It's what's the Tuesday? Tuesday, January 8th. Tuesday, July 8th. I am now 55 in one day. Oh. Which means I have one day less to live. Oh boy. But they'll be coming soon. I mean, don't forget the bill just was signed into law on Saturday, right? Yeah, Friday, Saturday, something like that. So there's a lot for these guys to review. And a lot for these guys to update. Give them a chance. Be patient, my friends. Slow down. Slow down. Anyway, if I haven't emailed you back, I'm not being mean. I just literally have received so many emails on this. I'm like, dude, be patient. I did change the right capital so it no longer reflects the sunset provision of the Trump tax bill. All right, so what used to happen was you had the pre-TCJA tax stuff, all right, and then that started 2017 when the GOAT got that through, was the TCJA, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act. So you had that start in 2017, but it had the sunset provision where it stopped in 2026. All right, so now that we know that sunset provision is now gone, for the extent that I'm aware of. I haven't really done a deep dive into this tax bill yet. I'm looking forward to doing it. My man Devin, he got a freaking kill. Devin Carroll, he got like 1.5 million views on his video on this, so good job, Devin. I haven't done it yet because I actually want to see what it looks like in right capital. You know what I'm saying? I mean, look, I've done a couple videos on this, but nice. I've got 1.5 million views. But I want to see what it looks like in right capital because I'm fascinated with the $6,000 standard deductions on top of the permanent standard deductions. I'm not sure these are actually permanent. I just haven't done a deep dive yet because it's the July 4th weekend. Your old buddy Josh's birthday, July 7th. So I'm too busy chilling like a villain. I just had McDonald's, which is nasty, so I gotta walk it off. So I'm walking way down here. I just dropped my son off down here in, where the hell am I? Santa Rosa, Florida, something like that. So he's, a couple of his friends are down here at the beach, La Playa. They're gonna stand out here for a couple of days. They're gonna go to Auburn on Saturday and hang out. So I dropped him off. I was gonna go back tonight, but I was like, I'm tired. I'm just gonna take a nap at a hotel. I gotta get some exercise though because that McDonald's, I'm sitting in the car all day long, drives you crazy. I had a Cracker Barrel, McDonald's. What else did I have? A bunch of Twizzlers. No bueno, Josh. No bueno. So I'm just going for a walk here. Then I'm gonna go back, hit the treadmill. Gotta do 2 hours of CE. Brought my computer, so might as well knock out some work. But anyway, so no updates to right capital yet. I'll let you know, and I'm very much looking forward to running some scenarios because again, when they do the stuff in there, at least that's what I was gonna say. So going back to what I was just saying, so when you have the actual tax stuff in there, right now it's TCJA with no sunset. So remember what it was before. 2026 was pre-TCJA. So people would say, I have qualified business income. I don't have a business. That would be going back to the personal exemption. Now that we know there's not a personal exemption, it's just a higher standard deduction, you will no longer see QBI on, I think it was line 13, line 13, line 15, if you don't have a business. All right, simply because we no longer have to worry about the Obama tax years. Right? That might not make sense to a lot of you, but some of you guys know what I'm talking about because I've had that email a million times before. I think I've literally had a couple guys over the course of last year. I think the software is wrong. I think Right Capital is screwing up. They got me showing qualified business income starting in 2026. And the answer was no. That's when we're reverting back to the pre-TCJA. I probably could have saved myself a bunch of headache by just going and saying the Trump tax bill would stay solid forever, but I didn't want to do that. Hey, I said I don't want to do that simply because I don't know if it's going to be true. And I don't want to give people misleading information if they couldn't get it extended. You see what I'm saying? Because it's kind of like an inheritance. And so that money shows up in your wallet, I don't assume it's coming. I don't plan on it until it shows up my account. Anyway, point being is, so pre-TCJA, we had standard deduction plus personal exemptions. TCJA, we have no personal exemption, standard deduction. TCJA allows you to have qualified business income, QBI, if you're self-employed in a service business. All right, those stay in there now, which is huge. Because the standard deduction, the higher standard deduction, even though they got rid of the personal exemption, is still much, much higher than the personal exemption and the standard deduction of the past. And now it's going to be even better. So very much looking forward to it. We'll see. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference for the vast majority of you guys hearing this. I mean, I want to run the numbers, man. Like, is it better to do Roth now? I mean, potentially it could be a little bit, or a wee bit. I mean, not much, because you're talking about $6,000 standard deduction. Remember, that's not a tax credit. That's just a deduction. So for every $100,000, the extra $6,000 deduction means you have $94,000 of taxable income. All right, so instead of just simplicity paying 12% on $100,000, you're paying 12% on $94,000 with a higher standard deduction if you're over 65. I mean, hey, we'll take it. It's better than a hole in the head. But 12% of, what's that, 6,000 is 12 times 6 is 72. It's $7,200. 720 bucks, excuse me. 720 bucks. Hey, man, I'll take it. But it's not really a huge amount in the overall scheme of things. The biggest problem was if they got rid of the Trump tax bill from 2017 and they reverted back. That would have been a big hit, dude. So it saved us a boatload of taxes. So all these idiots out there, this is only taxing the wealthy. Dude, the Democrats got to come up with more playbooks, dude. Because it's so friggin' stupid. I'm like embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for these people. It's just a dumb playbook. The Republicans are going to take your Medicare. Don't you know what they're doing for Medicaid? Yeah, if you're able-bodied, you should get your ass to work like all of us. Everybody else got to work. If you're able-bodied, you shouldn't be on Medicaid. Dude, this is straight the communist of all people. If you don't work, you don't eat. If you don't work, get your ass in the freaking, you better do something because you're not eating. I mean, if you're sick and you can't work, that's one thing. But if you're just some illegal immigrant sitting around or just some freaking loser, you don't work because you're like, I want to watch Oprah. Nah, you shouldn't be getting government largesse. It's crazy, man. Anyway, I don't understand why the Democrats fight so hard for people who refuse to chip in terms of being a help to society as opposed to a burden. It's the weirdest, like, dude, this is the thing with socialism. They always do this. Oh, so from whom, what one was it? What's the socialist thing? To those, from what one can do to what one needs or something like that. It's pure garbage, dude. If you're able to, like my daughter was talking about this at one of her jobs, she's saying it pisses her off because the people who refuse to do the work get the easiest jobs because they know they can rely on people like my daughter because she works hard. So she gets a harder job. What happens is the people who refuse to do the harder work will half the time need help on top of not even doing a hard job from people like my daughter who do the harder job. So now because she's reliable, she shows up, she takes pride, she has to do a harder job, and on top of that, she has to help people who have no dignity, essentially. And she was, it's just wrong. I said, yep, that's socialism right there, part and parcel, man. Reward the clowns and punish the doers. That's why socialism sucks donkey balls. And anyone who's a socialist, go pound sand. All right, God bless you. See you.